Peace, peace. 'Tis I, Ziara, your fairy goddess mother, and today we will be discussing the void state, the in between, the rest and receive period before your manifestation comes into place. Because right now we are in spring, this is a pivotal time where everything that you have been sowing during the winter time, you soon shall be reaping. But there is this very uncomfortable phase where I'd like to call it the void, the in between, the abyss, right? This is where you have done the inner work, right? You have shifted, you have transformed internally, and your external reality is now catching up to you. So you aren't who you were, but you're not quite exactly who you are becoming as of yet, right? So this phase is kind of uncomfortable, very much, not really kind of, very much uncomfortable, because although you may be feeling the shift, you're feeling the difference, you're feeling the change, you haven't quite seen it externally. Your physical reality is not mirroring this change fast enough, so it may feel. You don't really have the external validation of this internal shift that you have gone through, right? So, I would like to express to you how pivotal, how detrimental it is for you to continue to show up for yourself. I wouldn't say that it is a test, but for lack of better words, I wouldn't say that it's a test, okay? This is more of like a recalibration. It's more of like, I don't want to call it a test. I don't want to call it a test, but for lack of terminology, it's just not coming to me right now. So we'll use that, okay? This is just to see, like, even though you don't get external validation right of yet, even though you're not seeing the external rewards, are you still going to show up for yourself? Are you still going to do the things that you embarked on this journey, even though you're not seeing any reward, you're not seeing the physical results yet? Are you going to continue on this path, or are you going to relapse into old patterns, habits, coping mechanisms, social patterns and connections? Are you going to resort to the past because you haven't quite seen what the future has for you? This is this phase. This is this period of time, right? So, in the midst of this, I'd like to tell you that you're not waiting. You might feel like you're waiting. You're waiting for something to pop off. You're waiting for something to manifest. This is not a waiting period, although it may feel like a rest and receive mode, which it is, but this is not you waiting. This is you still showing up. This is you still grounding in that new reality. This is you actively participating in the future that you'd like to experience. So how can you further ground it in? How can you immerse yourself in the reality that you want to experience? What can you start doing? What can you implement into your routine? What can you extract from your routine? What will get you into further alignment where this manifestation is inevitable? Because manifestation is just preparation, meeting opportunity. How can you further prepare yourself? So, how can you make sure that you stay ready so you don't have to get ready? Do you see what I'm saying? That shifts your whole paradigm. So now you're not waiting for something magical to happen, although it very much still will be happening, right? But you're not waiting, right? It collapses the timeline. It collapses that waiting period to become something that is here in the now. It's happening right now. You're participating in it. You're an active player rather than just sitting on the sidelines waiting for something to just drop on your doorstep. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm getting at? Right? So instead of you waiting, This is you actively participating in the life that you want to create as well as receive. You're actively creating it more and more to the point where when you look around, you're like, oh snap, I'm here. How did I get here? You wasn't just magically placed there. You actively got yourself there. No pressure though. This is an alignment thing. This isn't a push aggressively forced into existence type of thing. That's not that. Remember, this is a rest and receive mode. But within the rest, within the receiving, it comes alignment. In order to receive this life that you are desiring, right? You have to be the person who ultimately is aligned with the life. You have to be that person. You have to have those habits. You have to have those mindsets. You have to have that schedule, that routine, right? You don't get the thing and then do the stuff that the person does. You don't get the thing, right? And then become the person. No, you become the person and then the thing shows up inevitably, right? Because you are the person that's supposed to have the thing. You have become the person who has the thing. So the thing has to show up because you're that person. Do you see what I'm saying? So how can you further align yourself to be that person? Ponder that, okay? And in the meantime, you can join the goddess tribe because you are not the only one embarking on this transformation, this ascension. You feel me? And if you need further assistance on your journey, I offer one-to-one healing and ascension advisory services. You can book a session with yours truly on my website. And if you are the DIY type of person, I completely understand. Yes, to your independence, okay? I also have a DIY Girl to Goddess course where you can go through the material at your own leisure, at your own timeline, and you can still get the same transformation, that same potent information that will help you transform into the goddess that is already within you. Okay, we're back. With that being said, always shine bright. Don't let nobody dim your light. Okay? As you continue in this void state, keep showing up for yourself. No excuses, okay? There's a will, there's a way. So make sure you got that will and you make that way. Okay? Keep showing up for yourself, darling. You're doing amazing. Mwah. I love you. Love on yourself even more because you are so worthy and so deserving. Till next time.